Welcome back to Getting to Know You. This is an Owners Club exclusive podcast. Right now, hit that subscribe button, give us a like, give us a hello to James Pecora in the comments. Hi, James.
Hey, Kathie, how are you doing today?
I'm fantastic.
Excellent.
Really, really happy to have you on here. James and I have known each other for a couple of years. He's one of the first people I met in Owners Club in Arizona in 2024. We have developed a very strong relationship, a great friendship. You are also my distinguished guest for my 50th podcast.
Oh, wow. Hey, I feel honored.
Yeah.
That's great.
5-0, or is it 5-0? I don't know.
Yep. First one worked. Yep.
It depends on how it transposes on the camera, right? Anyway, would love to hear about your journey. Give us a little bit first. Who is James Pecora?
I've done a few of these, so I won't get too deep into it. When you and I tried to record this a while back, I went off on a tangent, and I'm kind of glad that recording tanked, because in reviewing my mind, I was getting way too in detail. So I'll give you this short and sweet. My 20s was spent chasing a music career. My 30s was spent developing my relationship with my beautiful wife, trying to have a family and establish roots in Nashville, Tennessee. I ended up opening a recording studio. I was doing computer programming at the time. Every musician has to have a day job, and that happened to be mine, which paid pretty well, but was just a mental time suck. About 2008, I wanted to get out of programming altogether and got into massage therapy, got my massage therapy license, tried to move out to Vegas, but you know what happened in 2008, 2009, the economy tanked, real estate tanked. I found myself in Vegas working at the Hilton, making no money as a massage therapist. I paid my mortgage playing poker for a year and decided I can't move my wife out to Las Vegas as a professional poker player. Hiked it back to Nashville, where Sandy was holding down the fort with our dogs. Economy took off in 2010, and I had more programming work than I could shake a stick at. And then had a life event happen. Sandy had a big old stroke in 2011, and I literally settled into just being a caretaker, figuring that was going to be the rest of our life. And I was happy with that. Sandy's a fantastic person. You've met her. She's an angel.
Yeah.
And I was fine with that. But that was 2011. Here we are in 2026. About 2015, I started getting antsy because she was doing fine. She can get around. She can actually talk and move and drive. In the meantime, I had killed all of my network. So I was lonely, no career network, and I'd always wanted to get into real estate. We had picked up a couple different duplexes in 2021, figured out how to make money, and figured out that we spent all of our own money on those. So now I had to go looking for the creative way to, make more real estate deals. And that was my transition into real estate. Now, the group aspect of it, I love the group because it allows me to get social again and develop friendships, which I'm very, very thankful for. I'm still trying to figure out the money game. It's one of those things where I wasn't raised to do the creative stuff and to go out and shuffle for money. It's a bit of a leap for me. Yeah.
No, that resonates with me. My background, rental properties that I've owned, I've done everything traditionally.
Mm-hmm.
When that property came up, in hindsight, it was a perfect Morby method. We would have gotten a great assignment fee from that. It would have rented out as a duplex. It hit everything. However, also me not really having a solid grasp on creativity yet, was very much afraid to move forward on that, not really sure how to navigate, and also the person who doesn't ask for help.
Right.
So I was lobbing it up to other people saying, look, this is a great deal. You should do it. Instead of going, hey, I have a great deal that I want to do. How do we do this together?
That's funny. So like you and I are both probably these hyper independent 80s kids, right? But we find ourselves in an ocean of people where we have resources, and it's trying to find the right resource, right? Because there are a lot of resources where you go and talk to people and they're a nice connection that you meet, but the project never moves forward. The execution of that is a learned skill, and I'm still learning that.
Yeah, absolutely. Me as well. Tell me, what was your decision around Owners Club? Was that to bring you out of your shell, to bring you more into an influence of a group?
The joining of Sub 2 and actually getting into Squad Up was the getting out of my shell. Now, the hand of God or fate, or however you want to think about it, serendipity, when Pace stood up on stage and started announcing the Owners Club concept, he did it by using the title company. I was already in a mindset of wanting to get into multifamily. In 2024, I kind of picked my swim lane. We can talk about how many times I've been distracted by shiny things and gotten off my swim lane, which is a different story. But I knew I wanted to get into multifamily, and I had about 50K set aside, and I was looking for deals to get in for that little. Most people want about 100 grand to get in. In my head, I was already willing to invest 50 grand in my future. So when Pace started talking about the title company, I thought he was going to do a franchise thing. And in my head, I shifted. I was standing on the wall next to the door to leave. I was going to beat the crowd out. This is the final presentation. I was going to beat the crowd out into the hallway. He started talking. I'm like, okay, well, if he's going to do franchise, I was already prepared to shift my 50K into something to invest in my future. I could do that franchise aspect of it, but that's not what it was. And they started handing out pamphlets, and I saw the helpers with their stacks of pamphlets start walking over to the rows of chairs, and I'm like, they're not going to get over here to the wall, so I better walk over to the chairs and grab a pamphlet. And of course, they're like, no, we only have enough for the row. You'll have to go to the back desk. So I'm starting to walk to the back desk just about the time that Pace is saying, go to the back desk. First 100 people that sign up for Owners Club will get community camp. So I'm like, geez, I walked over there to walk to here, and now I'm like already heading this way. I'd already conceptualized, spending money to invest in my future. It was less than the 50K. I'm like, oh, geez, I'm at the table asking for pamphlets. I might as well sign up. This will be really good, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually plunk down a large chunk of change to get into the rooms that will facilitate where I want to get to. I'm standing at the table when literally the first people are taking payments for stuff. That was the whole hand of God moving me towards the back of the room to the table in that direction, however you want to think about it. That was my introduction to Owners Club. And the people are absolutely fabulous. They're all top notch. I'm so glad that I did it. First year was an immense learning experience for me to get out of my own head and network with people. I needed to relearn how to network, because it was the one thing, if we look back at my music career or even my programming career, I'm kind of a wallflower. I love sitting back and watching people. I've relied on my talent or my ingenuity to get as far as I can get. If I look and analyze my life, it has gotten me pretty far, but it has gotten me pretty far into a cul-de-sac where I couldn't get out. If I wanted to go any further, I was going to have to back out and go a different route. And that different route is literally me learning how to rely and interact with people as partners, not doing everything on my own. That first year in Owners Club, we did a bunch of strategic things that would help implement those actions that I need to take. And I've been taking them. Unfortunately, shiny object syndrome has caught my eye again this last year, 2025. You and I were in a group for multifamily stuff, and I told you at Squad Up, that was a big goal of mine. Now, of course, that did not pan out, but moving on, I've now recommitted again this year. I'm pushing away any other distractions, and I will have a 50 unit in my portfolio this year soon. The goal is to have 75 to 100 units in my portfolio this year as fast as possible. So that is literally my one and only goal. I had a nice conversation with Pace on the boat in Miami. I have my marching orders and I'm performing those. I'm hyper motivated. So that's where I'm at.
Right. Yeah, you just segued into that perfectly, because talking about how you got into Owners Club, or why you got into Owners Club with the thought of the franchise opportunity. My next question was, what is your current model? So you really are moving forward in a very intentional direction this year with that 50 to 100 doors.
Yep. I had a nice conversation with a couple different people I might partner up with. James Brewer, I think was his name, who does the multifamily stuff. He had stood up and Pace was hyping him, and I had a nice, great long conversation with him. Amy Randy and I had sat down and had a very long conversation about maybe doing some stuff together. So
fantastic.
Yep.
You're on your way.
Yep. Rock and roll. I'm not letting down things affect me. They are what they are. They've done. Can't do anything about them. Spilled milk has never been an issue for me.
Yeah, that's wonderful. You can't change the past. You can only take what you learned and apply it to the future and get a different outcome. Yep. What would you say your biggest pain point is right now?
Wow, that's a really good question. And I'm balking at it simply because I feel like almost every point is a big pain point. Have you ever grown so much that all your body hurts everywhere? It's not like it's arm day and my arms hurt. It's the whole body experience of growing in the real estate realm is challenging, and it means I'm growing. So talking to brokers is an interesting thing. I still feel like they picture me as green. It might be the way that I'm approaching it, but I feel like I'm getting shut down quite early in our conversations. So that's one thing. The what to do next. You found a deal or you have people with deals coming to you and you don't know how to move forward next. So you write an LOI and what now? So the next step, I don't want to be an asshole, but at the same point in time, you're like, okay, now what? The process. Once it's really funny because once I get the process down, I feel I can go gangbusters. I don't have a fear of doing anything. I just need somebody to show me the first time and then I'm gone. I remember very clearly the first house I owned with my wife, having a plumber come out and I literally hung on that plumber's shoulders, asking every question. He showed me how to sweat a pipe, do everything. After he showed me, I was out soldering copper, putting in my own lines, everything, and I'm happy as a clam. I just needed somebody to go, oh, this is the way you do it. So that's where I'm at, trying to find those people that will give me the handhold to the next step, to the next step, to the next step. Matty Peckman and I have had conversations, and I love Matty. I'll probably reach out to him for some information. Casey Gregerson, super fantastic person. He does a bunch of multifamily. I'm sure I'll reach out to him for some information. I've got resources. It's just when they show up, my questions and my sticking points, can I grab one of these people and get them to help me to the next point?
Well, it sounds like you know yourself well and knowing what you want to accomplish this year. If you're a monkey swinging through the jungle, all of these people are your ropes.
Right, yeah.
To get you across to the other side. So I feel like you're really set up to just take off, skyrocket this year. I will say, you and I have identical brains. I am exactly the same way. I get stuck in the how and I need someone to pull me through the process the first time. And then watch out, I'm off to the races. That resonates with me so much.
That might be why we get along together. It's funny,
Yeah.
Simpatico, right?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a synchronicity within our energy, our frequency, our brain waves, all the things. Let me ask you this. What is the best way for someone to get a hold of you? How do you like to be contacted?
JamesBuyBox.com is down there on my little name. Talking with Justin Tumanowski, he said that's the best way. I just did a conversation with him earlier in the week. I would give you my email address, but buybox.com and the QR code for my Blink is there. All the contact information and ways to get a hold of me is there. And if you want to know what I'm doing or what I'm looking for, that's all there too. Easy cheesy.
Easy cheesy. I love it. Well, you heard it here first. If you want to work with James, reach out to him and see how you can collaborate. If he's buying properties this year, I'm sure that a lender or two would be a good fit for him as well. If you're interested in partnering or being a PML for a multifamily, I think you just found your next partner.
Would love.
So
yes, would love to partner with you.
Awesome. All right. Well, everybody, please hit that link below, drop a comment, let us know what you think. And thank you so much for tuning in today and being a part of our 50th episode. Thanks, James.
Woo-hoo. Thanks, Kathie.
Woo-hoo.
Bye.